Hey everybody, it's another free lesson from Andy's Free Guitar Chart videos. Welcome to my YouTube subscribers and my Facebook friends. If you found this video on YouTube and you like it, subscribe and like the video, share perhaps, and below the video there's detailed instructions on how to access the Facebook group page, Andy's Free Guitar Chart video Facebook page, a group page, and you can watch the videos in a coherent, segmented format and see the charts at fairly good resolution in a static form, and read my comments and learn this system that I have developed. It's not only a cage system this year, it's also just a system of teaching guitar to myself and then sharing that with you all and enjoying doing that. You help me have goals, things that, if I have to teach something, it helps me make some progress myself. So let's dig right in here. This is from way back at 333, easy chords for the modal cage system, CCAGEED. So notice it's not caged anymore, which is a pentatonic, but we're incorporating pentatonic cage, the word, or a caged scale backwards, which is D, E, G, A, C. Okay, that's an increasing pentatonic scale. Is part of CCAGEED. Okay, but we're adding the Lydian cage C456 up here, and we're also we're giving root 2-3 its own cage. We're calling that the E root cage. Those are the two cages that I've added. The others are from the normal cage system, the C345, the G67 root, okay, the E7 root 2, and you notice they're kind of interlocked. So C345 interlocks with A567, interlocks with E7 root 2, interlocks with D234, but now D234, interlocks with C456, okay, and the one that ends on root is the G67 root, which interlocks with what? With the A56, the A short 567. So these are the new cages. The old A cage is just A56, which interlocked with G67 root, and now also we have the addition. So we have the long A cage also, the Mixolydian cage 567. Okay, is going to interlock with of course that interlocks with 7 root 2 like that, but the old A short A cage 5-6 interlocks with the G, which is 6-7 root there, and then G interlocks with, I think I said the word interlock about 20 times, right? E root 2-3 system. That's the Ionian box. What I want to cover on this chart, which is about 5 charts ago, is what I was talking about, the easy chord here. Let's look what the easy chord is. In the Ionian box here, you got root 2-3. In the key of C, that would be, in the key of E rather, that would be root 2-3. Okay, where you are tuned, but you're usually tuned up here, where E is the third of the key of C. And I list this down here because my guitar, which has the colored notes, the great colored notes that I've worked on. So the open yellow is C there. Okay, that's just the, the first thing you think of highlighting, okay, I'm going to put C because I was a piano player and everything had to be in C. So I'm down tuned, so I can do an E-shaped C down there. Okay, up here is where you are. By the way, if you want to learn my system, you don't need an expensive guitar. You can use an expensive guitar. Just the important thing I would tell people, is make sure the guitar's in tune. Make sure you tune it to a piano or a guitar tuner. It's just some way to get the guitar in tune. Piano, I find, is the easiest way, although if you have an old acoustic piano, that might fall out of tune. Had an old piano down in our building here, where when I moved in here first, the whole bridge had just cracked. So all of those strings, they're like springs. They want to pull because they're pulled tight. They actually just cracked the bar. The whole piano was down in B flat, down a whole step from C. So, old pianos can get down tuned like that. And so use an electronic piano, or get a cheap electronic piano and tune to it. So what we want to do is, that's all you need. You don't need the perfect guitar, and you don't have to be able to play perfectly, just to learn the system so that you can play it at your own pace, so your fingers can go as fast as they want to go. Because it doesn't matter that you don't have to be the most beautiful guitar player in the world. You just have to know what notes you want to play. And you can play to whatever music you want to play to, and kind of let so many beats go by before you hit a note. So even if it's a fast beat, you can just play in between those beats and still really be a solid addition to the music. So with that's my pitch on guitars, but the most important thing is I've made these charts. This is a guitar fretboard here. Okay, so we want to look at, now I'm going to advance a little bit back to the topics that we were discussing in the 330s, the charts of the 330, 334, 336, and today's chart is going to be 338. Was talking about the easy chord numbers, and up here we're looking at, this is the Ionian box. Doesn't matter what key you play it in. I happen to have a fret nut there for my guitar, and there's a fret nut here in the Phrygian box for your guitar. Okay, but this is the Ionian box. You just start on a note. In my case, it would be the open string because I'm tuned down here. So you see this E here, I would play an E for root there. Okay, so you see certain slow songs are important. Alright, so you have root 2, 3. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah. So in the Ionian box we have the root, the third, and the fifth. And the idea of the easy chord is, there's your root, your third's going to be on the G string, and the fifth is going to be on the B string. Okay, the easy chord system where you have in the Phrygian box. So here's root 2, 3. Let's go to 2, 3, 4 from root. So here's root 2, 3, but we're not talking about that as a box here. We're talking about other boxes that interleave with it, because the more cases there are, the more they're going to share notes. But there's only one there's might be more than one shared note, but there's only one note that these modal boxes, I believe, are sharing. So we've got root 2, 3, and then we're going to move up to 2. We're going to be actually sharing the 2, 3. So sometimes it's about a shared note, and sometimes it isn't. The modal boxes share more than one note. The cage boxes share one note, and if they share 2 notes, they're a half note apart, such as 7 in root and 3 and 4 in the C box. Here's 3 and 4. It shares the 3, 4 with the D box. These are the short cages too. So here we have 2, 3, 4. We're looking at the D2 box, which is your D minor box, or your second minor, because you have your root up here in the D position, the D-shaped position. Okay, when you have where you're tuned to, where this is an E right here. Okay, this would be the D position. This is actually a D, a real deal D. I can't even see this because my eyes. Okay, Okay, and I don't like to wear strong glasses.